U.S. stocks ended mixed on Tuesday as U.S. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell dashed investors' hopes of meaningful interest rate cuts this year. The Dow ticked up less than 0.2%, the S&P 500 ticked down 0.2%, and the Nasdaq shed 0.1%. At a Q&A session in Washington, Powell said recent inflation data has not given policymakers enough confidence to lower borrowing costs anytime soon. But Kevin Nicholson, Global Fixed Income Chief Investment Officer at Riverfront Investment Group, said that while that's brought Wall Street's main indexes down from their, quote, sugar highs, strong corporate earnings should continue to power stocks.
Stocks will ultimately end up reacting to earnings. But right now, because we're still at the very early stages of earnings season, there hasn't been that many companies to report. So at this point, the news headlines are geared towards the Fed. However, we believe that you're going to see a strong earnings season because of the growth that we've seen in the overall economy.
Among those reporting strong earnings, Morgan Stanley, whose shares rose 2.5% after its first quarter profit beat estimates on resurgent income from investment banking. Bank of America, however, dropped 3.5% after the lender posted lower first quarter profits as its loan loss provisions grew. Johnson & Johnson slipped more than 2% as the drug maker's revenue missed analysts' estimates after sales from its blockbuster psoriasis drug, Stelara, fell short of expectations. And Tesla shares slipped more than 2.5%, a day after falling over 5% on news that the EV maker plans to lay off more than 10% of its global workforce.
A Renaissance-era landmark in Denmark's capital went up in flames today. The blaze broke out on the copper roof of Copenhagen's old stock exchange as it was undergoing renovations ahead of its 400th anniversary. The spire of the structure, which is a twisted spear of 4 dragons' tails, collapsed in the fire, and the city's mayor called the building an iconic piece of Danish heritage.
I can't put into words what the stock exchange means for us as a building and a symbol for Copenhagen. The 4 dragons are a part of our skyline, and a lot of people from Copenhagen cycle past it or walk past it every day. It's a 400-year-old cultural history that has been lost not only in Copenhagen, but also in Denmark.
Passers-by helped emergency crews save paintings and other artifacts from inside the famous building. There were no reported casualties and no word yet on what caused the fire. The torch for this summer's Paris Olympics was lit at a ceremony in Greece today. In ancient Olympia, where the games started, an actress playing the role of high priestess set the fire ablaze. It'll be carried relay style to Athens and then onwards to France. The journey will end with the lighting of the Olympic flame at the opening ceremony in Paris on July 26th.